Here's the latest from your Rugged News, where we break down the biggest stories of the weekend. The escalating conflict between Israel and Hamas has reached critical levels, especially around Gaza. Military operations and airstrikes have led to heavy casualties and widespread damage, impacting civilians on both sides. Gaza is experiencing severe shortages of food, water, and medical supplies as access remains restricted. Hospitals are overwhelmed, and the situation is becoming increasingly dire. Amidst international calls for a ceasefire, Israel states it's responding to the October 7th attacks, while Hamas claims it's defending Palestinian rights. Diplomatic efforts continue, but the road to peace is complicated by deeply rooted political issues. Protests and rallies across the globe reflect a divided international community, with some supporting Israel's defense and others advocating for Palestinian civilians. Regional stability hangs in the balance as the UN and humanitarian groups urge for immediate aid. Next up, U.S. elections are just around the corner, and it's a high-stakes environment. Campaigns are intensifying, especially in swing states where races are tight. The major issues? The economy, healthcare, and immigration. Both parties are spending record amounts on ads and grassroots campaigns, and voter sentiment is diverse. With concerns about inflation and job security, suburban and rural voters lean toward economic issues, while younger voters focus on climate change and debt relief. Early voting is showing high turnout, and election integrity is in the spotlight, with agencies working to secure infrastructure against misinformation and cyber threats. Political analysts suggest this election will shape not only Congress but the 2024 presidential race, making it one of the most closely watched midterms in recent years. In sports, the Texas Rangers made history by clinching their first-ever World Series title against the Arizona Diamondbacks. Fans are thrilled as the team brings the championship to Texas after years of rebuilding and close calls. Key players like Corey Seager and Adolis Garcia delivered outstanding performances, while manager Bruce Bochy's leadership shone through. Rangers fans are celebrating big time with the victory parade, and this win has energized the baseball community across the nation. The team's success is expected to boost their fan base and merchandise sales, while marking an unforgettable season for Major League Baseball. Switching gears to weather, severe conditions are sweeping the U.S., disrupting travel and daily life. Northern states like Minnesota and Illinois are facing early snowstorms, causing road closures and power outages. In the South and Midwest, heavy rain has led to flash floods, creating hazardous conditions and delays. This unusual early winter weather has scientists pointing to climate change as a likely cause. The National Weather Service warns that more extreme weather could be on the way, urging residents to stay prepared. These conditions are also affecting local farmers, who worry about crop damage from flooding and early snow. Lastly, let's talk about the economy. Recent Federal Reserve updates have sent mixed signals to investors, especially around inflation and interest rates. While some sectors show resilience, areas like housing and manufacturing are slowing down. Inflation, especially in essentials like housing and healthcare, remains a concern, and the Fed is closely monitoring whether more rate hikes are necessary. With borrowing costs up, consumers are starting to pull back on spending in retail and real estate. All eyes are on the Fed's next moves, as the balance between controlling inflation and supporting economic growth remains critical. Catch all these updates and more on your Rugged News, where we dig into the biggest stories without the noise. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay rugged.